Greetings and welcome back to another mod review. I don't do mod reviews often, but if I think a mod is really good, I'll take the time and do what I like to call an in-depth mod review of a fair bit of detail. So today we're going to be looking at what I personally regard as the best Daedric Artifacts mod out there. It's called Daedric Artifacts Improved, and the author's name is Zim, or as I like to refer to him, High Lord Zim. High Lord of, well, improving in-game artifacts and weapons and armor and what have you, as well as, I believe, cell biology. Anyway, we are here on this map. Save it here briefly. We're here at this place called Seer's Retreat. And Seer's Retreat is the hub, if you will, of the mod Daedric Artifacts Improved. There are other spots. One other spot that I'm positive you can go to, although it doesn't have all the amenities, if you will, of Seer's Retreat, is Witchmist Grove here. And I believe there's another spot, but I don't know it off the top of my head. However, the most important spot, as I said, is Seer's Retreat. What is Daedric Artifacts Improved? Well, let's get inside Seer's Retreat to show you where the location is. It's in the Reach. And I will show you exactly what it is and what it does. And also tell you why this, by far, in my personal assessment, is the best Daedric Artifacts mod out there. Criminally underrepresented in terms of downloads, or rather criminally unknown. And with all due respect to High Lord Zim, part of that's because he, for whatever reason, he's not a fan of the Nexus, and it's only available on Steam networks. So you have to go to the Steam Workshop, and if you want this, put in Zim or Daedric Artifacts Improved, and you'll find this mod. There are two versions, the Dawnguard version and the vanilla version without Dawnguard. Of course, I'm using the Dawnguard one. It offers improvements to the other Daedric Artifacts as well, to a limited extent. So let me just first talk about the interior here. Here we have this very well done interior for Seer's Retreat, as you can see. Lots of stuff going on here. Now, I've been here before. After I acquired the Mace of Molag Bal, which I'll show you in a second. Let's light it up here a bit. That's better. I immediately used what this is called the Well of Erd. I'll show you in a bit. But as you can see, there's a lot of good stuff here. You got ingots. You have everything you need for alchemy. If you happen to be living on undead at the moment, then yeah, a fire will warm you up if you're cold from the outside. This guy is kind of a nice ornament. He doesn't talk. He's apparently mute. And of course a forge, workbench, as well as a grindstone. And in here, you know, dwarven ingots, Daedra heart. You can see a plethora of ebony ingots, quite rare. A Daedric dagger and as well, and so on and so forth. Now, what does this mod do? This mod is not a mod that directly modifies the Daedric artifacts per se. It's not what this mod does. The great thing about this mod is its modularity. It doesn't allow the changes you wish to make to the Daedric artifacts are the ones you want to make. You can keep whatever vanilla ones you want or addition ones. This sort of stacks, or rather changes, what you would normally get with whatever mods you're using. So right now I only have the Mace of Molag Bal, but I'll show you how this works. This is the Well of Erd. And those of you familiar with Norse mythology, of course, know that Erd is one of the three sisters who predicted, I believe it's Ragnarök, the end of the world, the reckoning of the gods. So this would be the vanilla enchantment. Absorb 25%. So let's just do this for now. So now we see, after the vanilla, we have, with the mace, 4 options. Let's talk about the vanilla options first. Not the vanilla, the first 3. So in the bottom, you can choose this. This is one I chose. It's the most useful to my character, who is somewhat melee focused. Drains life from weakened foes. Well, what this means, the first power here is, I've noticed with the Mace of Molag Bal, is that if you kill an enemy, it'll instantly recharge, I believe, health as well as, or most of your health, as well as magicka, even though this is not spec for this. He absorbs health and stamina. Very useful. But maybe you're more into the stamina and magicka routine, although I think health is always more important. You want to go for this. Let's see, you're a spell sword. And you can see the different auras. This is red, blood red, eerie green, and purple. So you're a spell sword, and you're using spells in your offhand and a melee weapon in your main hand. Well, this might be perfect for you. You have the absorb health feature, very useful for staying alive, and 58 points of magicka, so you'll probably never run out of magicka. This is a unique enchantment. This is only available to vampiric characters as far as I know, and it does 58 points of bloodfire damage. But personally, for me, I prefer the absorb health and stamina. It's better from Karuza, the vampiric Jeet, because of her use of melee weapons. So I'll choose this again. So for the purpose of descriptivity, let's have a look at some of the other Daedric artifacts that this mod allows you to alter. So I have a few, just for the purpose of description and explanation. So look at the different varieties of ebony mail. So the standard one is the one I have now. So you have a bunch of choices. You can choose this one, which allows you to call Boethiah's Embrace, which wreathes you in a cloud of poisonous fumes. So you get the muffled movement automatically, and you get to call upon a cloud of poison that weakens enemies. No, I don't want to choose this. Then there are different varieties. There's light armor as well. So these are the choices. You can light armor or heavy armor. It's good to give you more options in case you want to use it. I might consider using it myself. I have to see though. Eventually. Then 50 points of magical armor in combat. The muffle seems universal. It's 26% magic resistance, also pretty useful, or a light version. These are all light versions, actually. 85% fire resistance, very good for vampire, because they're weak to fire. Magic resistance 15, and so on. These are three different versions. Showed them the mace already. So you have basically light and heavy armor versions, which are it's very helpful, of course, because well, not every character uses heavy armor or vice versa. But let's look at the powers. So this is one version, 50% better price. That's really good. I mean, if you want to make a killing at a store. 35% better speechcraft, as well as improvement in your magicka and stamina. Very, very good. Then you have Vile Charm, which allows you to calm an enemy for 20 seconds. I don't think there's a limit to using that. And finally, this is very powerful. 52% better prices, and shouts are reduced. That your 35% shout reduction time is pretty significant, I have to say. Very good, in fact. And okay, and then Volendreng. This is a really cool one. You can have basic, just increasing your stamina regeneration as well as your two-handed or your heavy weapon capacity. Sideways, you can see sideways attacks send your foes hurtling. I love that one. It's probably my favorite one. Or you can back, which gives you a brief paralytic effect if you backswing. This is probably by far my favorite. Yeah, so you can test that yourself. Basically, if you do a sideways swing, you'll knock them back like they were hit by a Valentina force. Very cool. And then finally, you have, for example, the Ring of Dimir, which is already. So I have to create it. Okay, so then you can choose increasing your magicka and stamina, as well as cannibalism, which cannibalism temporarily increases your abilities, as well as reflecting physical damage. Then this is a really good one, increasing your magic and stamina, as well as 20%. So you kind of see the point of this mod is basically, and this applies to every Daedric artifact. Whatever it might be that you want to use, which artifact, I'm not going to display them all. I mean, you have to get them and figure it out. Why is it so dark? There we go. You can basically just go to the Well of Erd and modify. And of course, here in the Well of Erd, there's a workbench. There are a lot of things you can do to. Why does it keep on getting so dark. Do I have a torch? I don't think I have a torch. Well, I don't think it's... Oh, I do. Okay. There we go. So you can take this mod and apply it to any other Daedric mod because it modifies things on top of the others. Now let me show you some of the Daedric modifications. So let me show you what it does to Auriel's bow. And there's another one modification for the shield as well, Auriel's shield. So there's Elven. There we go. So basically, you get different abilities depending whether you're a vampire or a mortal here. So if I were to choose Unholy Shield, does 50% more damage to mortals as a vampire. I'm a vampire, so that's my only option here. Unholy Doom, Unholy Wrath, Unholy Lust. They all do different things. I'm not really sure what the Unholy Doom does, but you can have a look just briefly. So, in terms of Auriel's bow, I think... Well, it doesn't really say. But, yeah, as you could see, you can see the dark fire there. So that was Auriel's bow, how it changes that. You can do the same thing with a shield. You get different abilities that don't necessarily involve the knockback power, more focused on magic resistance. Special abilities, I believe one modification for Auriel's shield, very good for warriors, to temporarily for 60 seconds increase your damage output by, I think, 100%, which is very good for a warrior, and that's usable every 15 minutes. So basically what this mod does, it adds onto other mods or vanilla Daedric artifacts and improves them in a very modular way, the way you would like to. Lots of different options. This is my humble opinion, but the reason why I think it's the best Daedric Artifacts mod out there. Now, a final warning to Skyrim Redone users, and assuming if you play Skyrim that, you know, Skyrim Redone, you can't play Skyrim without Skyrim Redone, so of course you're using Skyrim Redone. Load order, very important. This mod will have reduced stats if you do not have your load order correctly in place, meaning your boss order, specifically how boss orders things. You'll want the Reprocker ESP at the very bottom, below all of the Daedric artifacts, as well as his other mods. Every mod that Zim does, you want the Reprocker below that. Very important. I mean, Skyrim Redone is essential to Skyrim, so you want that below. And when you're reprocking your game using the Reprocker, take advantage of Gopher's tip, create a shortcut, go to Properties, and then No Boss. That way, the boss will not change the load order in your mod list, and so you'll be able to retain the old stats. That's very important. So remember, Reprocker has to be below all the other artifacts, or else you will get very bad vanilla stats that don't match up to the difficulty that Skyrim Redone offers. Okay, that's basically this mod. It's a simple but very elegant mod. He's done go check out his other mods as well. He's done improvements to the Nightingale armor, the bow, the Nightingale sword. I believe he's done the Ethereal crown as well. The artifacts of Ysgramor, he's improved those. So you have pretty much a wide variety of artifacts and things that have been improved in the game by Zim that really suit better a play style playing on a very difficult level where you get to deal with or have to deal with very difficult enemies sometimes, and powerful artifacts like the Shield of Ysgramor. Why is it so weak in vanilla, and so on and so forth, that sort of thing. So go on to the Steam Workshop and download this mod. It's really great. I highly recommend it, as well as the other mods. There's one for the Dark Brotherhood's that dagger that I always forget the name of which. Anyway, but like I said, I need to convince him to upload this to the Nexus. I think it would be wildly popular, but it's his call. He is a very diligent young man. He's always working on a new project now. Very talented. So enjoy this mod, highly recommend it, and more importantly, enjoy the newfound power of the Daedric Artifacts. Until the next time, thanks for watching. Download the mod, enjoy, and may the gods watch over you. Bye-bye.